Hello and welcome to Makeup with Indie. I'm Indie, and today we're doing Primark makeup for the second time because the first video I had so many problems with. So this is a reshoot, and at least I know this time that I won't be having an allergic reaction to a product. Yeah, that happened. I wanted to try some of the cheapest makeup I could find, and it turned out that Primark was actually the cheapest because I think it's good for people who are just getting into makeup for whatever reason, whatever part of their life, young, old, regardless of gender, to start with something that is like cheaper, more affordable. They're not gonna feel like, oh my god, I've bought this and I can't use it, you know, all those sorts of things. So I wanted to try some out and see how good slash bad it is. So let's get going. So all I have on my skin is I think it's like Vaseline body lotion because I'm out of moisturizer, so we're going cheap with skincare too. This is the palette I got for eyes. Nice purples. And also this is the lipstick that I chose. So I went for more like the berry looks. So I'm gonna redo the look that I did on the other video, which was an absolute car crash because I just had COVID as well, so my brain was just... Let's start by using concealer as a eye primer. I have actually been using this concealer just because it's the one that I've had available to me. You know, when you pick something up and you're like, oh yeah, that'll do. Actually, it's pretty decent. It's a medium coverage one. So let's get some of that on. So next I'm going to set it with this really pale colour here, as that is the closest to my skin tone. So this palette of eyeshadows is, I think, the best thing out of the lot that I got. I do want to properly try the blush though. I'll mention when I get to it, but I don't really think on the first try it was very accurate of its ability, perhaps. So I'm going to start with this colour here, and that is going to be like the transitional shade in the crease. So I'm using a chunky pencil brush for that. I didn't buy any brushes because I have so many that I was just like, I really don't need any more. But I have bought a sponge for doing my foundation because it's a stick foundation and that applies really well with the sponge. So I didn't get too much on my brush, but that is the initial colour payout of that shade, which is really good. And also I don't think I needed any more because that would have just dumped on my face, honestly. I haven't used this eyeshadow since using it the first time, but I think that's a really pretty colour and I like it a lot. If you do have a little bit of trouble with, say, like blending that out, just go back to the first colour and diffuse that edge there. So this is like a fluffy brush. I use this one for setting like eyes and small areas and highlighting. I just find it a lot easier. Okay, so next I'm gonna start with this colour going on this inner part of the eyelid, and then the other shiny colours are gonna work out to being darker. So that's just going here. So I'm just using a larger flat shader brush, and next I'm going to go into the next darkest, which is the center of the palette colour. So the reason I'm doing my eyes first is personal preference, but also I'm getting fallout already from these shimmer colours, so it's a lot easier to wipe it off instead of doing all my foundation and it going, oh, poo. How has that ended up there? Okay, see all of the fallout? I don't know how it's ended up on the side of my nose, but yeah. So I'm using the darkest colour now. That's going to go in this outer corner. And into the crease. So I've decided to stick to this brush just because I think these kind of brushes are more accessible to buy, especially a bit cheaper than, you know, a spendy blending brush. So I've got hooded eyes, so that's why I'm doing it like this. These are very easy to... Oh shit. Is there even a video of mine if I don't drop something? God damn. Get here. Who else can grab with the toes? So I'm going back to that transitional shade to just add a bit more and help not have that as dark. By all means use your fingers if you need as well. In fact, I think that's what most people start off with anyway, just using fingers. Especially after my emo video. Again, the lighter shade, just diffusing that a bit because it's a bit harsh, I think. This is like very little pressure on the brushes as well. It's not like I'm, you know, ramming it in like that. Very light. That's one of the keys to blending. Holding your brushes as lightly as you possibly can. So I think the eyes are done. Now we're going to clean off that mess of the powder and move on to the foundation. I had to wipe my entire face, it was all over my nose, literally. So yeah, I was really impressed with the pigments of that, and I think it came out quite pretty, but the fallout, it's messy. So I'm going to use my concealer first and do under eyes, around my nose, that sorts of things. And then I'm going to use the stick foundation that got. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, everything I got was around £25 for all of this, like a full face worth of stuff. So this was the cheapest foundation, which is a stick, and it was the palest shade I could get, which is ivory. When I tried it the first time, this came out quite yellow on me, but I have actually caught the sun, believe it or not. Yeah, it's a stick foundation and contour stick. At the time there were no contour shades or actually dark shades at all, so hopefully that was just a stock issue. So I did get a bronzer to contour with. We're just gonna roll with it. The reason I'm doing concealer first is just because the colours don't match, and I prefer to put it under, honestly, than over. My nose is always an issue for products staying on it, so I find if I do put concealer under, it helps a bit. I'm going to use a brush for this one, but then I'm going to use the sponge. That's just because I don't feel confident using sponges near my eyes. I don't really use sponges that much, honestly. I am more of a brush kind of gal. Also as well, for this kind of thing, don't be afraid to use your fingers. Oh, I caught my eye. So like, providing your fingers are warm, because mine is typically cold, but it's alright to just gently, with your ring finger, because that's the least amount of pressure that you have in your hand, just gently dab it in. Would also help if I don't put the mirror right in front of the camera. I just find like around my nose and stuff, especially, you know, the corners, it's easier to get a brush in there than a sponge. Again, just my personal preference. Okay, so I'm gonna use this sponge. This is it before it's wet. I've got a little pot of water. Oh god, no play everywhere. Right. I like the sponge. I like it, it's nice, it feels good and stuff, and it's easy to use. And also they were like £2 for a pack of 2. Something like, you know, not expensive. Ah. One chunky boy. Now I've got my sponge all big and moist. If you're using liquid foundation, by having the sponge wet, you're not going to absorb as much of the product. I mean, it still goes for this as well. Oh my gosh, look at all my pores. Vanilla. Vanilla? I think it's vanilla. It smells like vanilla. I was like, is it coconut? So yeah, it's really smooth. It feels really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna use it that way up. Well, I'm not just going bang, bang, bang. I'm kind of dragging, but not in a way that's gonna like, you know, go like that. It's kind of more swiping your skin really than This is why I did the concealer first, so I don't have to panic about going right up to my eye. This seems a better colour match now than when I got it. I caught the sun very briefly in the merch queue at My Chemical Romance, which it wasn't a lot, but you know, foundation shades, that could be a huge difference. So this is buildable coverage, but that amount I just put on I think is a really nice amount. Just having a couple issues with getting around my nose. So even though it really showed my pores, you don't see that now. I've blended it, which is good. Also, if you wash your sponge like immediately after you've used it, I mean, not this immediate, but you know what I mean, baby shampoo or some kind of like, you know, something that will get it out, you're gonna preserve the longevity of your sponge. Also, you can put them in like a little sock bag, net bag thing, and then put them in the washing machine with your towels. You don't have to be getting them tiny little washing machines for sponges. Just put them in the actual washing machine. So in real life, this has oxidized a little and it is a little bit yellower than my actual skin tone, but it's not that bad really. I'm gonna use my usual setting powder here because I got this. It is a powder foundation, but it was the only powder that I could get at the time, and that is what I had an allergic reaction to. All of this side of my face, because I did it half and half trying different foundations. This side of my face was incredibly red and blotchy, and my tongue felt really weird, and yeah, it definitely seemed like an allergic reaction. So I'm not going to use that. Instead, I'm just using my usual NYX HD setting powder. And like I said, I mean, I like the finish of this foundation, but I'm using a powder, blush and bronzer. So just need a little bit of like translucent setting powder beforehand, and then that will apply a lot better. I very lightly set that, and it's not cakey anymore, and it probably would be, but that's an acceptable level. I'm going to finish off my under eyes. So firstly, I'm going to put the pale colour under my eyes again, just to help with the shadow going on. I need to be more aware of where I'm putting the mirror. It's really bad. I'm just going to use my flat brush again, using the pink, the transitional pink. Just adding a little bit of colour under the eyes, but not going too far down. We're not going full emo. I mean, you can if you want. And then I'm going to use a little angle brush, and I'm going to use the really dark shiny colour just on the outer corner as a little bit of an underliner. I'm not going all the way in because it can close your eye, as they say. It's about that outer third. Okay, so now I'm going to bang some blusher on, and I got this one. It has got a little bit of like gold fleck to it, so let's see how it does the second time round with better conditions. So I'm going to put it on the apples here and sweep up. Okay, this happened last time. So using it as like one pass, it goes quite well. And then when you put more on, you suddenly have a lot more on. It's a bit difficult to build up without going 0 to 100 real heckin' fast. So I'm just trying to blend that out. Good thing strong blush is a trend for spring 2022, huh? Okay, bronzer. Bronzer is for giving a tan, basically, and is typically warmer toned than a contour shade. So I am going to use it as a contour to kind of show why you probably shouldn't use it as a contour. But yeah, if you're going to actually use it as a bronzer, it's kind of the forehead, nose, top of the cheeks. Like, think about where the sun is, and if you've got tan, the closest point to the light source would be what gets bronzed. That's one of the shittest ways you could have explained it, but I hope everyone understands. I'm gonna do like a snatched nose and, you know, cheekbones and all that. So yeah, let's see how orange I end up. I'm gonna start with the cheeks, and oh, that's already too much. As a really pale person, bronzer is something I typically stay away from because it goes to tango very fast. Okay, it's going better than expected. I'm trying to use this as lightly as possible. I do typically use my blusher brush for contour as well. Okay, so far so good. We're looking sculpted and not a what's it, like a literal what's it, Cheeto if you're American. Okay, this is actually looking, this looks far better than the first video, put it that way, because oh yeah, that's like orange. Okay, now for the nose, I'm using like an angled fluffy brush. Okay, it's going alright. I won't lie, I really hated this product the first time I used it. But I think that was possibly with the conjunction of the other products I was using it with, as in like the powder foundation and stuff. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that. It's alright. It's not as bad as it could be. I mean, yeah, it is warmer than where is it? So here's the bronzer next to my usual contour shade. As you can see, this is a lot more orangey. It's slightly lighter as well, but this is a much more brown colour. So yeah, when you're contouring, opt for a cool brown. You know, regardless of your skin tone, you want to go for a cool colour, not an orange one, because, well, you're braver than I am if you do that. Eyebrows. So I got this little pencil, and it's got a little spoolie, and it's also got a sharpener, which is really good. This was one of my favourites from last time. Also, I have currently shaved this part of my eyebrow off because of a goth look I did. Yeah, this is an interesting pencil because it's kind of waxy, like it coats the hairs, but it doesn't get the skin. At least that's what happened last time, so let's give that another go. That's why my eyebrow would be. So I do have my eyebrows currently dyed black, again because of TikTok stuff. So this isn't as shocking as well the first time I used it when they were kind of a bit more blonde, because this was much darker than I thought it was going to be. It's amazing how just shaving part of your eyebrow off throws you. I quite like it, and I think it was only like £1, so, you know, decent for £1. Mascara. So actually, no, not yet. I didn't get an eyeliner from Primark, but I have this collection one, which is cheap AF, and it's like PTSD liner in a bottle. This is the reason I've hated liner since a teenager, but okay, we can do this, we can do this, it's alright, we're gonna be okay. The reason I'm putting some liner on is because the lashes I've got are edge lashes, and if I don't, you're gonna very obviously see where they stop. This is going way better than I thought. This is absolutely not the best eyeliner ever. It's, in my opinion, the worst eyeliner ever. But it's going alright. It's going okay for now. I don't know how Scene Kids did their liner with this shit, honestly. I think everyone should be grateful for the eyeliner pens that we have nowadays. Okay, so that eye didn't go as well. But it didn't go as bad as, let's just say, any other time in life than when I've used it. But yeah, mascara. So as someone that wears contact lenses, this is actually quite comfortable, and that's good at least for the amount of time I wore it. Yeah, it wasn't irritating and it was actually quite decent formula. It's not too heavy. It's also got a good brush, I like it. If you look down into a mirror as well, it makes applying mascara a lot easier, honestly. Instead of going like... That was a bit near in my eye. It says amplified, but honestly it's not that much. It's kind of... I got skinny lashes right now. I'd say it's more of a light coating than a volumizing mascara really. So maybe after like a couple coats. So when I do the next coat, it's like... It's not fully dry. If you leave it to fully dry, that's when it's going to go really clumpy. So make sure it's still like a little bit wet and add your next coat. So I'm going to put that under and try not to get it in my hair. Right, so for lashes, I've got these edge lashes and I really quite like them actually, especially, you know, if you've got liner on. There you go. The thing I don't like about them is the glue. So I find these ones, because they're only part, to be a lot more comfortable than full strip lashes. Like I am quite used to wearing more spendy lashes. So as in, so I've got them here. Yeah, so these for example, which are like £10 a pack. These are like £1, I think. Yeah, they're £1. So, you know, a tenth of the price. The glue is crap. It takes a long time to dry and it's just, it's not as good as this stuff. So I am going to use this one and cheat. This one is also latex free, by the way. So if you have an allergy or anything like that, you can get latex free glue. They do have a bit of a hard lash band, even though they're, you know, they're not thick lashes by any means, but the lash band here, the clear bit, I think that's why it's uncomfortable with the, you know, like a full lash like that. But yeah, if you get used to wearing something, it should be fine. It's just, like I said, I'm used to wearing a lot more expensive lashes. So I do prefer this glue because it's a lot quicker drying. Like I was waiting so long for them to dry last time. Like I stuck it on and it fell off because it wasn't dried. Because I would just, I don't know, expected it to dry in the same time. So you want it tacky, you don't want to put it on wet. And above that there on that half of mine, I stuck it on wonky, great. Oh, that's really kind of did that a bit naff, honestly. But because I've put the liner on, you shouldn't really be able to tell where that ends. I accidentally bent that a little bit more than intended and it's got a weird kind of like hump. It's kind of like a point like that, so don't overbend these lashes. Lips. I got what I thought was a matching lipstick and liner, but when I got them in the light, as in got them home and read the colours and stuff, they are slightly different, but when I put them on last time, they actually looked the same. So I did put a tiny bit of lip balm on. Yeah, lips is always the worst one to do on camera. When you're lining, start from the corner, because if you start here, watch. What was that? So start from the corner and go up, because then you don't get that weird fold. And what? Oh no, what have I done? Okay, that's fine. That's right. I can fix that. I'm just using the camera screen and I feel like it's really wonky. Okay, so the lip liner I really quite liked. It went on really easy. It was, you know, felt nice, but the lipstick. I have never encountered a matte lipstick like this before, and I'm wondering if it's going to do the same thing today or not. Because when I tried this last time, I was putting it on and it just did not move. It wasn't even like tugging or dragging, it was just like moving my entire mouth. So let's see if it's going to do it today. Okay, apply lip balm before using this lipstick because it's going on alright. I must not have put a lip balm on last time. Again, I can't work out the smell. Maybe it's, yeah, vanilla? It's got a like edible smell. So last time when I was doing, I couldn't move my lips, and if I can salvage that bit of footage I will put that in. So yeah, the key to using this matte lipstick, absolutely put lip balm on under, but as it's drying it's getting more that kind of feel. It's a strange lipstick I think, but a really nice colour. So yeah, I do like it. Also another item, this tape, it's makeup artist tape, and I have been using it a lot recently, and it's really good, really handy, especially if you've got hooded eyes. So this is the look. Let's do a little zoom. So I think providing that you get like a setting powder, like a proper setting powder, this is all like all right to use. Honestly, if you're on a budget, you're just starting out with things, if you know, whatever reason, and you need to buy a cheap makeup, I actually would recommend it. The second run through is a lot less of a car crash than the first time I used it, but yeah, on a whole, I'm a lot more impressed with all the makeup rather than just the eyeshadows. I think there's a lot of scope and potential for other eye looks out of this set, so I do want to try more with that. The lipstick is weird if you don't put lip balm on, so absolutely put lip balm on. And even though the pencil and the lipstick are technically different colours, they look the same, so that's alright. Using a bronzer as a contour, as long as you go lightly, it's acceptable. It's okay. Less is more with all these things. The blusher is weird. It did the same thing as last time, as in like not much there and then suddenly like boom. But I think now I've got the lipstick on, that kind of balances a lot better. Even the eyeliner, Jesus Christ, it's okay. It's actually okay today. Using it all the second time through, I think it has changed my opinion actually, and that it's a lot better than I thought. So if you liked today's video, let me know, and let me know if there's any other things you want me to try. Make sure to follow me on TikTok. Please follow me on TikTok. It's going well over there. It's not dead like Instagram. I will be like uploading shorts and stuff, and yeah, I'm glad to actually have done another YouTube video because I do like doing the full length videos and stuff. So I hope you found this informative, at least to, you know, see how the products come out on someone that looks like me at least, and it can be helpful in your own makeup journey. So see you next time, bye!